Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I share this vanilla cake recipe. Trust me, this is going to be your favorite cake recipe. So keep watching, let's do this. To begin, you want to measure out 500 grams of all-purpose flour, add 2 teaspoons of baking powder and 1 teaspoon of salt. Sieve this and then set it aside. One thing you should bear in mind when baking is that baking is science. You want to get all your measurements right if you want a perfect, delicious cake. Next, measure out 300 grams of granulated sugar. Pour that into a mixing bowl, followed by the butter. I'm using unsalted butter, which is already brought to room temperature. You want to measure out 320 grams. Add it to the sugar and then cream until it is light and fluffy. Not forgetting to always go in once in a while, scrape down the side so that everything is creamed evenly. So next you want to measure out 500 grams of room temperature eggs. Add 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract to this and whisk until it foams just like this. Next you want to measure out 80 grams of any odorless oil and set it aside. At this point I check on the batter and you can see it is already creamed. Now I am going to add the oil and then cream this for another 2 minutes on low speed. Once that is well incorporated, go ahead and add the beaten eggs. You want to add the eggs little by little, making sure not to overbeat the eggs. You don't want to overbeat the eggs at this stage at all. Once it is creamed, add the last batch and turn it off immediately. So at this point it is time to incorporate the dry ingredients. I begin with adding some of the flour, mix that in and then add some heavy cream. Now again, at this point you don't want to over mix at all. Once the flour is just incorporated, add the heavy cream, making sure to finish up with the dry ingredients. Once I add the last batch of the flour, I like to go in with my spatula, just to be sure that everything is well incorporated without overbeating it. Now I'm making emphasis on overbeating because you don't want to develop the gluten in the flour, which will cause your cake to be hard and you don't want that. So once that is done, I'm going to prepare my pan. I've added some butter and flour, which I've coated this with. You can pour your cake in just like this, but I like to go in a step further by adding parchment paper. Now I'm going to pour in the batter and bake this in the oven, if you have one, on 350 degrees Fahrenheit until a toothpick comes out clean. If you don't have an oven, you want to do this, add some salt into a pot. Once it heats up, place a rack in it just like this and then place your cake on it. You don't want the cake to have direct contact with the pot, and then bake it until the toothpick comes out clean as well. Another important tip to note is when you place this in a pot, do not open the pot for the first 1 hour, and you want to bake this on medium-low heat. My gas go up to 10, I used number 4. This also took a longer time to bake, but once the toothpick comes out clean, you should have this. I hope you enjoy. Bye.